Let's talk about territories. Obviously, establishing and maintaining a territory is very important to wolves, as it is to many other animals. And that's always been part of the game. But the actual gameplay of doing that has been a challenge. In the original game, we really couldn't figure out how to make running around and marking territory every 50 or 100 meters to be all that fun. And since our map wasn't huge to begin with, we solved that problem by just making the territories ridiculously small. So you just have this half circle divided into pie slices and had to go around and mark that periodically. So not a great solution, but it did fit our original idea for the scope of the game, which was something, people would play for a couple hours, maybe play it a couple times, and that would be it. Of course, that's not how things turned out, and we're happy to be here 12, 13 years later, making a much bigger and better version of WolfQuest, and as part of that, we want to make a much bigger and better version of the territory gameplay. So you can already see in the Amethyst map that's out there in early access now for PC and Mac that we've created this hex grid of territories for the various packs that live in the area. And as a solo wolf, and even with your mate, we just made it not possible to claim territory by marking. But there is a kind of an enforced no man's land in the middle there, so they can't just keep expanding and take over and squeeze you out because you don't have anywhere to go. But now that we're really working hard on Slough Creek, this is where we have to really solve this problem. And we knew that, as with the old game, running around and stopping every 50 or 100 meters to mark wasn't going to be that fun. Especially since we really want much bigger territories. These are still very small compared to real wolf territories, but in the game world, they need to be big. It needs to be a substantial part of the map. So we've been working on a revised game design for this bit of gameplay. And as part of that, we dug in deeper into all the research on wolves and territory and marking and talked to our experts. And one of them, Dan Staler, a wolf biologist at Yellowstone National Park, mentioned that actually wolves don't often just mark every 50 or 100 meters uniformly around their territory. They actually favor landmarks. And this is no surprise if you've ever seen a dog out and about. Canines like marking the same spots, either the same spots themselves over and over again, or over marking other canines' spots that they've marked. And they often choose landmarks like fire hydrants or rocks or boulders or signposts or various things. And so we're building this into the game. So we have this hex grid and we've adjusted the size of it. So now they're smaller hexes compared to what we've got in Amethyst. And to claim and maintain a hex, you have to have a scent post. And this is the real term biologists use, a scent post, which is, it's usually on some kind of visual landmark, a boulder or a signpost or a tree, something that isn't just in the middle of a grassy field. So here we are in Slough Creek in the winter season. Been getting that set up. And let's see where we are exactly. We are roughly in the middle of the map, on the edge of the old map, which is down in the lower right corner here. Let's take a look and see what the stranger territories look like. They are filling in all the areas around the edge of the map. And unlike in Amethyst, we don't have any enforced no man's land here. And if you don't do anything, they will just keep expanding until you got no room left. So when you start playing Slough Creek, you got to get to work establishing your own territory. One thing we've just added here are these little readouts showing the strength of each hex in their territory, which is going to be very useful as you get into it. So why don't we just start here? Let's just mark right here. So as the tooltip here says, once you've marked once, if you want to turn that territory marking into a scent post, just mark again. But first, let's check the map. There we go, 7% claim on this hex. Okay, now let's mark again. There we go. And now, look, you can see that it's increased substantially, over 50%. And now that's established as a scent post. And if we switch to scent view, we can see it. We got a nice big marker here showing it's a scent post compared to other scent markings. So I've jumped ahead and loaded a game with a full territory marked here. And again, you can see the percentages, and they're fading. They fade much more slowly than they did in the old game. In the real world, wolf markings, they can last several weeks before they need to be refreshed. And we'll have something like that as well. It won't be a frantic run around and maintain your territory. It will be just something you can do periodically. Again, each hex has a scent post. And so here you can look at the compass up here in the upper left. There is a little icon. It's a little small. I might do a simpler version of the scent post icon up there. But you can see that what that shows basically is the scent post in this hex. And so we can head towards that pretty easily, just following the compass. All right, when it swings around, you know you're close. Oh, there it is, went right by it. Okay, you can also use the floating scents to find it. So here it is. So if we want to renew this one, do we need to even renew this one? Well, this one's 100%. Don't really need to hit that one again. So now we're looking for another hex of ours that has dropped quite a bit and needs a boost. Let's see, can we see it coming up here? We can see a lot of our scent markings floating through the air. So between using scent view to follow the floating scents as well as the compass, as you're wandering around, as you're hunting, as you're scouting out for a den site, it's pretty easy to just go from hex to hex and find the scent posts and go up there and mark it. So this one's right now at 34%. So I'm going to pause it right here. This pose, this action is called raised leg urination, RLU. That's a scientific term. That's when males do it. When females do it, it's called flexed leg urination, FLU. They don't get their leg up as high. Both males and females do this where they raise the leg up. The idea is to get the urine, the marking, higher up on the target where the wind can waft it out and spread the information about their claim on this bit of turf far and wide. Males do lift their leg higher because they have the extra equipment to aim their mark higher than females do, but females do this flexed leg urination as well as squat sometimes. So we do get complaints sometimes from players saying that the female should always be squatting. That's not true. Sometimes they squat. Often they will do the FLU. And at some point you might add more animations to capture this variety of what wolves really do. But the basic pose here is accurate. Let's check the map. What do we get? 91%. So you can see this is a very efficient way to maintain your territory. So not far away here is a stranger pack's territory, and it has a hex that's quite weak. Maybe we should go try and take it over. Okay, so we're entering Crevice Lake's territory. So to take over their pack, find their scent post, and then you mark it to bring down their claim, and then you have to go around and do all sorts of things to eliminate their claim completely and build up your claim. So again, we can see on the compass here the scent post, because these are really important landmarks for wolves, and they would know where they are. And real wolves, real canines, real dogs, do look for visual landmarks in the environment, like fire hydrants. We're going to try to set that up for all the stranger wolves. For the player, that's entirely up to you, but that would be a very wolfy thing to do if you're so inclined. Now, something to notice here, we just got this working today. Tommy did a little quick code work. These floating and ground scents are color-coded for the pack. So Crevice Lake is this kind of lavender color, and so are their scent posts. So that's kind of nice. So if we go up to it, and I think I'm right on it now. Okay, you can see the visual effect there, and yes, I have knocked that strength down. It was already pretty weak, which is why I had it there. So it's almost wiped out now. And so now I can go around and do just regular markings to build up my claim. Here you can see it's color changing already. I already got a slight claim there. We can howl. And things like hunting elk on a hex will definitely boost your territory claim there. The stranger wolves, they're out there on their territory, and if they catch wind of you, so to speak, they will come down, and you could very well occasionally have a fight on your hands. So what are we at now? 38%. So we'll just keep doing stuff here until we can take it over. And the goal is to take it over quickly before the strangers do find you. So all this activity is only necessary the first time when you're taking over a stranger's territory hex. After that, you can rely just on the scent post, although you can also boost your claim on the territory by howling, by just being in it, by hunting, and by fighting. All those things reinforce and strengthen your claim on the territory. So there you have it. That's the new territory marking system coming to Slough Creek, the next episode of WolfQuest Anniversary Edition.